Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this day on this Friday, the day before St. Patrick's Day. I would wear green, but I'm standing in front of a green screen, so anything that was green you would see right through me. So that's why I'm not wearing it, but I'll be green in spirit today. All right, I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment. There is more rain on the way. On our show today, we have the board president of United, Juanita Skillman, and they had their meeting, this week. So she gives a wrap-up of that meeting and then some of the key resolutions that they spoke about. Also, we have Dr. Trin here today with the Healthy Brain Club with Irvine Clinical Research, and he's going to tell us about how you can sign up for a free consultation. And also with him is someone who's with the CCA, Lisa Colaviti. I haven't met her yet, but she's kind of overseeing a community civic association. Sterling Financial Advisors, we will bring you a segment, and then also we are also going to bring you a segment with Paul Ortiz, the Entertainment Corner, talking about a production that is down in Laguna. Laguna Playhouse is doing The Graduate, and he interviewed the actor, the main actor on that, the guy who plays the role of the young college graduate. So that should be interesting. I remember that movie. That was a good movie. I remember the car that was in it. Remember that Alfa Romeo. All right, now, meetings today. We have third new resident orientation. Remember I told you about this yesterday because you have to call in advance. And even though you're watching us in the morning, this starts about 9 o'clock. If you intend to go, please give them a call, 949-268-2337. It's RSVP for that, and there's no room that's listed where it's going to take place. They wait to see how many people are going to go. That's why I wanted to tell you yesterday to give you a heads up. Now, also, Third has their communications meeting today, Communications Committee, and that will take place in the boardroom at 9:30. And now, the weather. Now, let me tell you about what's happening. This is a cold storm system that is coming down from the north, and it's kind of gotten slowed down a little bit. So, as it looks right now, will be partly cloudy for most of the day. As we get into the evening, those clouds were going to become overcast. Those clouds are going to increase. We could get a little bit of sprinkling here and there by 5 o'clock or so. The bulk of it for us in Orange County probably won't get down here till maybe 10 o'clock or even later. We'll start to see it increasing a little bit, and then overnight into tomorrow morning. Right now for Orange County, it looks like the rain will be out of here by maybe about 7 o'clock in the morning or so. But if this thing slows down a little bit, that could linger on to more mid-morning. But the bulk of it will be overnight tonight, and it could be fairly strong. They're looking at at least a half inch, maybe an inch in certain areas. It's a cold storm, meaning it's going to produce some snow in the local mountains. Now, as we move forward here, as I said, tomorrow we could get a little bit of rain in the morning. Then we go to a partly cloudy for the remainder of the next few days, increasing clouds as we get into the middle of next week. Now, the next storm system is likely to come in about Thursday, and that storm system is going to be a subtropical system, so a warmer system, and they produce more rain. So we'll see how that goes, but already they're looking ahead of that one being a pretty strong amount of rain coming in. Again, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, we'll just have to see. Let's look at our state weather, and as you can see, most areas today and tomorrow are experiencing rain. As I said, this system is coming down from the north, and it's a pretty long system, meaning it extends like about 300 miles, 400 miles from top to bottom. So that's why today up, if you're going to Central California, Northern California, they're getting a lot of rain. It will spill over into certain areas on Saturday and start to move down here. Then Tahoe and Mammoth will be getting some snow out of this. It's snowing up there this morning and into tomorrow. Big Bear will get snow overnight tonight into tomorrow. Palm Springs is looking pretty darn good, going to stay at about 70 degrees. They could get a little rain overnight, but once we get into tomorrow and the weekend, they should be looking pretty good. So again, this is a cold system, but as we move into next week, that system at the end of next week, we'll have to see when it comes in. That could be a pretty good amount of rain. It just depends where it lands and where it comes in. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Christine and Jack for the Jewelry Box.
Hey Christine, after being voted best jewelry store in Orange County every year since 2011, don't you find it kind of odd that there are still folks that don't know about the previously enjoyed jewelry we sell?
Yep, it's a shame, Jack. You know, we buy from our customers at great prices. Our master jewelers refurbish the best of the best, and we sell at prices way below other jewelers.
So that's the reason we're still number one.
It's one of many, Einstein.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
Welcome back. With me right now is Juanita Skillman. She is, of course, the board president of United. And Juanita, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
To have you on today.
It's always good to be here. We like to keep our residents informed of what's going on.
Yes, and I know that you have some good things to say, but you have something that's kind of bittersweet because one of your board members is stepping down from the board.
That's right. Yes, it's with great regret that we had to accept the resignation of Steve Leonard, who has been a wonderful addition to our board, but he has a really good private opportunity that he just didn't feel he could say no to, and it's going to include a lot of travel, and it's based in LA, and he just could not do that and make meetings and be on our board as well. Now, he has said he will still help us out with research because that's one of the big things that we've relied on him for. But he's just such a great supportive board member that we are definitely going to miss him. But anybody who is interested in taking his place on the board, it's an interim position that would be through next September. They can get an application like this from Catherine Lassiter in the general manager's office. And it needs to be returned no later than noon on March 30th. And we will be making an appointment at our April meeting to replace him. So if you're interested in serving on the board and you'd like to try us out, please feel like you can apply. This position would be up for election in the fall. But of course, if you get in as an interim, you might have a little name recognition.
And it gives you a chance to
to see if you like it and what's going on. So please go see Catherine if you're at all interested in serving on our board.
And I know in the last meeting, something, as you say, you do frequently is you change committee assignments around for obvious reasons. And you'll have to do that again in a couple months.
When we get somebody to replace it. Right now, the executive committee has basically filled in on the various committees that he is on at this time until we get a replacement for him, and then we'll reshuffle committees again as to who is interested and who can do what. We don't know that whoever replaces him will want to do the same things that he has and have his background, and so that may take another shuffle. But we do that all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
We do that all the time.
And you
it's
explain
not a
that
big
at
deal.
the meeting.
Yeah. One of the things that I think was really interesting from Director Liberatore, who's one of our three people on the VMS board, and he talked about the fact that the garden centers have completely turned around. There is no more wait list. Wow. There are about 15 plots available. So if you think, I've always wanted one, but I knew I'd never get one, I was on a wait list too long, whatever, now's the time. You can probably get one. And we know that there are quite a few people in United who like to garden, who would like a garden plot, and so it's a really good time for you to apply. And we hope we'll get some more out of that. So I was really pleased to hear about that, because at one time there were 400 people on that wait list.
Wow. And now's the time. It's coming up on spring.
They've cleaned it up. What they did was they took people who had multiple plots and told them they couldn't have that many,
Yeah.
and that freed up quite a few. And then we had people who had not been keeping up their plots, and they had kind of gone to seed, and so we took those back. And all in all, we got enough plots to fill it to do away with the waiting list, and we have some available at this time. Another thing from landscape that I thought was interesting for our people, there's been a lot of talk about the great, beautiful sycamore tree down by the creek, which is old, old, old. Some people have told me 400 years old.
Wow.
But it's sick, it's rotting, it's not good, and it's a danger. So we're taking it out, but on Arbor Day, and I'm trying to remember when Arbor Day is, it's in April, but on Arbor Day we're going to be planting another sycamore, and not just a little seedling, but a good-sized tree. So there will still be the tree there, it just won't be the same one.
That'll be nice to be able to do that.
So that will help a lot. Plans are going forward great on our new gates, and they're doing 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the same time. And a construction's supposed to start on that in just a couple months. So things are moving ahead really well on that. Our consent calendar, we had 2 approvals of alterations from our standards committee. We had no landscape recommendations this time, and we approved 1 lien for someone who was so far behind on their assessments.
Okay.
Had to do that. Unfinished business, we approved the resolution endorsing the handyman program. And I know that's a big thing we've been on, a number of our board members have been on to talk about the handyman program, but it's going forward. We had to do 30 days again because we changed the policy and a little bit, and now it specifically says it would be $200 annually to enroll in the handyman program, and you would get 3 visits a month. You could call resident services. We don't expect everybody to need them 3 times a month, but you would be eligible with your annual subscription for them to come out 3 times a month and do all the little things around the house that maybe you used to do but don't feel that you're physically able to anymore, or for those of us who are single and don't have a honeydew anymore, they would come and do that. So we're really pleased to see that going forward. It'll be a pilot program, and after the first year we'll adjust it to see if 3's too many, 3's too little. We have 2 handymen who will be attached to that program for the first year, and we'll see, is that enough? How many people want it? How many people sign up? All of that good stuff.
And you anticipate around June?
Yes.
That it'll start
Yes.
up? Okay.
We're hoping the 1st of June, because we
Okay.
should put it through at it'll be our May meeting. This whole thing with 30-day notice,
Well, this time of the year,
it drives
yes,
us crazy
yeah.
because there's just not 30 days between all of our
Yeah.
meetings, and so then we have to go to 2 months. The second unfinished business thing we did was we passed a motion establishing a policy for directors. This is not members. Directors' access to corporate books and records. Now, members also have a right, and we've had that policy and that form in place for quite a while. Directors have a little bit more leeway. They have, according to state law and civil code, absolute right to look at any of United's, not GRF's, not Third's, United's records or books or documents. And there's now a form and a policy that goes along with that, not to so much control it as to manage it so that it doesn't infringe too much on staff
Right.
and what they're doing. So we just kind of put those in, and it passed also 6-2, so we're really pleased to have that going forward.
There was a lot of discussion on
There
that
was
one?
a lot of discussion.
Yeah.
A lot of discussion was on the words confidential, private, and privileged, and what that meant. Luckily, our attorney was with us. He's been sitting in on some of our meetings, and he was able to explain that that is the verbiage in the civil code and what it actually meant. There are a lot of state laws, privacy laws, HIPAA health laws, that kind of stuff, that restrict records even from a director. And so that's why that clause
Right.
was in there, but we did talk quite a bit about that. Under new business, we had first reading and sent forward to our next meeting a revision in the electrical usage reimbursement policy. When people have dry down services, other things that is using their electricity to do something that basically is handled by the co-op, they would come back for a reimbursement.
Right.
So what we've done is just set a standard $32 per room per day for anything that uses the residents' electricity instead of common area electricity. And this is going to help. It's going to save so much on paperwork for our staff who has to go through and figure out all of these things, maybe for a $6 charge. And it's an hour's worth of staff time. It just, it economically did not even out. So we were really pleased. This will be after the second reading, and we'll vote on again at our May meeting.
Okay.
But it's going forward. And we had some committee reassignments because of Steve leaving.
Yeah.
And those also went through. In the committee reports, all of our committees are working well. I'm really pleased with what everybody's doing, and they're meeting monthly, and we have some good resident advisors on every one of our committees. We can always use more. We're allowed to have one resident advisor for every board member that's on a committee.
Okay.
And we like to have that many because we like to hear from our residents, and they bring so much background and knowledge to our committees. Just had the Architectural Standards and Control meeting this morning, and our two advisors on that are just fantastic and bring so much to the table on that. Future agenda items coming up for our next meeting. We introduced in February a resolution for closets and interior partition walls. As we've said before, we're trying to make standards wherever we can so that people don't have to go through the variance process.
Okay.
If they can just do it at the alterations desk and staff takes care of it, it saves them money, it saves us money, and we're sure what's getting done. And then we also had a resolution for a policy on, turn page, co-occupants. I think we've mentioned before, there is a concern in the village about co-occupants. Co-occupants in our original governing documents said a co-occupant was a spouse, a domestic partner, or a dependent child.
Okay.
But more and more we're getting people who want roommates, if you will. It's their friend from Laguna Niguel who wants to come play golf, or it's somebody that lives in the area that they're putting on as a co-occupant that really doesn't live there or lives there part-time or something like that. So we're taking a really hard look at what we can do and how we can define that, and we'll be talking about that.
Do you have any sense of what percentage that might be of the of what you would call co-occupants?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't give you numbers. We have quite a few co-occupants. In United, we do not allow roommates. We do not allow rooms for rent, and so people have been trying to bypass that rule by styling them as either a co-occupant or a care provider.
Okay.
And we also have to look at those. So that's why for care providers, they have to be registered with the state, and we have to have a doctor's note saying they really need that care provider and that kind of thing. So that we don't have people in the village who don't or aren't invested in the village, who really don't have a real part of our village that they did when they bought in their right to occupy.
Okay. So that's something that I know you're going to be looking at and looking at it closely, and may have to reword things in the documents, right?
Right. Document Review Committee, which meets a week from Monday, is looking through all of these things. And what we do in document review is exactly that. We look at anything and we go back and we research 50 years worth of operating rules and resolutions and things that have gone before. Were they superseded? How were they worded?
Yeah.
What did they
Okay.
say then? Is it something that's already in our governing documents that we just haven't been following? And there are that. So it's a very interesting committee that usually meets for about 3 hours, and sometimes we even have to have a second meeting depending on how much goes on there. So
Okay.
that's coming up.
All right, a lot going on. And again, if folks want to look into that interim time on the board,
Right.
you need to get your application in by March 30th. And
March
you can-
30th, which is a Friday at noon.
Okay.
So
and
you can pick this up from Catherine.
Yeah, and hopefully you get some good people.
Oh, I do hope so. We've got so many great people out there. I meet our residents all the time, and I'm just blown away by their backgrounds. And I know a lot of people say, hey, I'm retired, I don't want to work anymore, board's a lot of work. But there's a lot that they can contribute to the community, and I hope some of them will step forward and do that.
Yeah, and Steve will be hard to fill, but we wish him well.
Right. And we will have 3 vacant seats coming up in the fall.
Oh, okay, you already
So
know
we're
that.
already looking
Okay.
at that. So if there are people that apply that don't
Okay.
make this one, believe me, we're going to hold on to your application and your interest for next fall.
All right, there you go. Juanita, a pleasure to
Thank
see
you. Thank you.
And great stuff going on with the board. You're moving ahead with all kinds of different things, and one by one, right? Take it month by month.
One step at a time.
All
One
right,
step at
with
a
that
time.
30 days in between as needed.
Right,
Yeah, there
exactly.
You go. All right, we'll be right back.
Different is powerful, yet calming. Different is a friendly smile. Different is accepting, not judging.
Different is the unexplained, left to the imagination.
A day without plans, to walk, to explore, a coastal drive with no destination. Different is anything but predictable. Different can be good. At South County Lexus, you'll find different is amazing.
Welcome back. With me right now is Dr. Trent, also known as Iggy. You all know him. He's here today with Irvine Clinical Research and also the healthybrainclub.com and Tongue Out, and it all kind of flows together. And also today is Lisa Colavita. She is you're overseeing CCA, and you kind of took over this when Denny passed away, but I understand
Correct.
you've worked with her.
Yes, we worked
For
together
years.
for about a year and a half. As soon as we met, we started collaborating, and we started doing a program under the CCA called the NSG, and that's where Dr. Trin and I had met, and it is supporting the neurological
Yeah.
community, and it's been, so this year for 2018, we're talking about brain health, and that's where our programs are focused for 2018, so we're going to continue. And we always do a little reference to Denny in our
Yes.
monthly meetings.
Very good. Now, Dr. Trent, of course, you've been involved with Irvine Clinical Research,
Right.
and I mentioned Tongue Out, which is more of your philanthropic organization, but they
Yes.
all kind of
Blends in.
it all kind of blends
all
in.
blends
I never know when he's going to come on. I'll put Tongue Out, Healthy Brain Club, Irvine Clinic. He's involved. He's involved with everything. CCA. You never know what it's going to be, but it all kind of blends in.
Right.
But let's talk about you're launching your brain health seminars that will be coming here to the village. Is that within CCA?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Yes, I've realized that after giving these lectures almost weekly in the village and outside of the village about brain health, about risk reduction for Alzheimer's, about lifestyle changes, we just come to realize how big this need is for this type
Right.
of information. Simply because it's an epidemic, this disease. It's the third leading cause of death in Orange County, Alzheimer's. And we need to talk more about what we can do proactively. And that's what this seminar is about. How to be proactive to keep our brains healthy.
Right.
And to maintain that. And so, and I think it's just a need and a demand to bring this type of information out to the community, and especially out to Laguna Woods. Because when I'm doing my lectures, I ask folks, how many of us here know somebody with memory problems? Just about every hand is raised.
Yeah.
And so we're bringing this out.
I know you've talked about this before, and research has shown it could be hereditary, but there's some different causes, and it can be different for other people. But there's different types of scenarios that can play a role in it, or I should say may, because for some people it may not, right?
Completely. What we eat, what we don't eat, whether we exercise or not, how much sleep we get, whether we socialize or not, and genetics. All these factors play a role together. And we're out there to communicate and educate the community on those specific factors, and to help folks to be proactive so that they don't have to see me.
You know, you mentioned sleep, and I know you've mentioned diet as well.
Right.
And I think one of the hardest things, because diet, I think if somebody puts their mind to it, you can change that in a day. You can just turn around and go, I'm going to start eating healthy. It might be hard to stick to it, but you can do that. Sleep is one of the hardest things, because depending on your lifestyle, your work schedule, and even I know you look at people who are younger, meaning 40s and 50s, that have kids, they got practice, they've got, you know, all this stuff. Getting more sleep for a lot of people is next to impossible. That's what, to me, one of the hardest things.
It is a challenge, especially with our busy lifestyle. Over the last 2-3 years, more clinical research is revealing the connection between sleeping disorder or lack of sleep and Alzheimer's. There is a strong association that we are starting to realize. And so for those purposes, we are telling folks of the importance of sleep. The association is really simple. This amyloid plaque that builds up, right? There's a process of amyloid production and amyloid removal. Amyloid production, when there's too much amyloid, puts us at risk for Alzheimer's. Amyloid removal occurs during sleep. And as a result of that, we need to get this message out, especially if this is an epidemic. It's so important that actually at Irvine Clinical, we have a program, a clinical trial we just launched for folks who have memory problems and sleeping problems. We have a program to help with that for anyone who's interested with that.
That's, like I said, I think that's probably one of the hardest things, because for many people, even if they sleep well, the amount of sleep may be out of their control in certain lifestyles, unfortunately. I mean, the way you pop around, I imagine it's hard for you. So, Lisa, tell me your involvement. You're with CCA now.
Right.
And what do you look for coming up this year as far as the different programs coming to CCA, both with Dr. Trin and just other programs as well?
Well, CCA, we're excited because as the program director for 2018, we are really focused on prevention, in particular brain health. And so with Dr. Trin's help, we're trying to put together seminars and classes. So there's so much information about brain health that's not well known, and can change the quality of life for so many folks. In particular, disease prevention, like Alzheimer's, that when I tell people what I've learned from Dr. Trin and in his seminars, I find there's a lot of people that just don't know that there's things that can be done to help change the possibility of having dementia and Alzheimer's. So in particular, for example, our first session was on superfoods. sounds very benign, superfoods, but it's a really powerful, has a really powerful impact on people's lives if they are to be, they maintain the diet according to what we're talking about. And there's just this information. Information is power. And so Danny and I always believe that. So when we get our classes together, we talk about how, not only talk about information, but how to use it. So we'll do exercises that will help the brain. We'll have Dr. Trin come out and talk about the clinical evidence, the information that's out there. So along those lines, that's our first line. Then we'll have our Medicare conference in October, continue with that.
Okay.
So that's kind of what's on the docket right now.
All right. Well, I know, you know, with Dr. Trin, I know, was it about a year ago you did a seminar? Maybe it was a little bit less than that, because I remember you did it at one of the clubhouses.
Right.
And you had some extra other guests on as well.
Yes, Clubhouse 5, I think last year we were there about 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, on different topics. Once we talked about arthritis, another topic was, of course, brain health. And I'm frequently in Clubhouse 2 as well for the Kiwanis Club.
Yeah.
And we will be, I think, is it the first Tuesday of May? No, April.
April.
Yeah.
For our NSG. We meet monthly. It's the first Tuesday of every month.
For what?
For our neuro support group.
Oh, neuro support group.
Yeah.
Okay.
April is will be on another brain health.
All right.
Topic,
So, you know, there's things that can be done. I understand there is research on the way that, you know, possibly one day there could be some sort of vaccine or whatever it might be.
That's certainly our hope, and we will do everything we can to reduce our risks. Obviously, you know, we cannot prevent anything 100%.
Right.
There's genetics, there's lifestyle, but what we want to do is reduce risks, and through lifestyle changes, through things that we can take action on at home.
All right.
And that's what we want to promote this year.
So again, it's healthybrainclub.com, and you can call Dr. Trin also for a free consultation at 949-753-1663. Can help you out there. We'll certainly let you know when the CCA meeting happens and the topics they're going to be doing. And you know, with Dr. Trin, you just never know where he's gonna pop up. He's always got things. As I said last time you were on, it was about tongue out, but it all kind of works together.
That's
so
right.
it's good. Lisa,
Yes.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And
Thank you.
Iggy, as always, take care. All right.
Thank
and, you know, he's got his, you know, sandals on as usual, and his pink toenails or whatever they are. Are they green? They should be green.
I think today they're pink,
All
but
right.
spring is coming.
Yeah.
So it may
St.
need
Patrick's
a,
tomorrow.
It may
Come
need
on.
a refresh for green.
All right. Very good.
Next time. Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's not my birthday. Whose birthday is it?
It's just a reminder.
A reminder of what?
The birthday roll. Anyone that has a Medicare insurance supplement plan, they can change that plan on their birthday month. It's part of the guarantee issue period. Each company has different premium rates. They could save money.
Saving money? What a great birthday present.
It sure is. As independent insurance brokers, we can help educate you so you make the right Medicare choices.
Give us a call. Welcome to another edition of the Entertainment Corner. I'm Paul Ortiz, and thanks for joining us today. Well, our good friends at the Laguna Playhouse just down the road from us have a current production of The Graduate, which you might have seen. And joining us now is Nick Tagg. You actually play Benjamin in this production.
I do.
What an exciting role for you.
Yeah, it's an incredible role to take on.
Yeah.
Sort of terrifying at the same time, but fun.
When you say terrifying, is it because so many people know that movie and know that character? Their expectations are probably, you know, based on what they saw in the movie, and yet you kind of want to do something a little different with that role.
You hit it completely on the head. Yeah, people bring in with them a bag of expectations, and when you're not that, well, they realize that pretty quick, and it takes them a while, I think, to kind of overcome that initial, like, oh, he's not Dustin Hoffman.
Exactly.
Wait a minute,
He's a little better looking and taller.
A little different,
exactly.
yeah. So it's that is the main difficulty, but it is fun when they you kind of get to win them over, hopefully.
So did you watch the film over and over to kind of get a feel for the role, or did you kind of want to just know vaguely about it and kind of read from the script?
No, I mean,
and
I'd seen it a
go?
couple times, you know, growing up.
Of course,
and I watched it, I think, right before auditions just to get back with the story, but when I got cast in it, I didn't watch it again.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it now.
Right.
Now that I'm sort of more set in my ways and see what it was
It'd be
all
interesting to see if you watched it during your performance and if it affected you on stage, whether you realized it or not.
about. Yeah, I would hope not.
Yeah.
A funny thing happened actually, like, I realized partway through I was sort of speaking a little bit differently than I do. A little nasally and stuff, and I was like, am I, without meaning to, drawing from his performance? Yeah. But I think really it's kind of in the writing, like the writing of the late 50s, early 60s was just different and sort of, I think, helps. It's sort of just a way you speak, especially with this sort of heightened dialogue.
Exactly. And that's something different too, because obviously 1967, you know, that they just had their 50th anniversary celebration. You know, that whole generation was so different than what the millennials are kind of like nowadays. So.
And that's even later. I mean, the book came out in '64, I think.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
it kind of spans the whole generation.
Well, let's talk about the star that's on stage with you, Melanie Griffith. Everybody
Yeah.
knows her from obviously film and television.
So much.
That must have been pretty exciting to know that you would be working with someone like that.
Yeah, it was. It was very exciting. I didn't really know what to expect. She has such a career and such a life. There's always so much attached to that when you meet somebody, and she is not at all what you expect.
Right.
Incredibly grounded.
And that's in a nice way, right?
Oh yeah, like I mean, she's very grounded.
Yeah.
Very fun. Yeah. Very what you see is what you get, and she's super fun to be with.
Plus, I would imagine you get a lot of the backstory because she's actually worked with Mike Nichols, who directed the original.
She's worked with him. She's worked with everyone in the business.
When you look at that film, who even tried out for the role of Mrs. Robinson was an incredible list of who's who, and now she's doing that on stage. So does she kind of say, "Oh well, Mike kind of had this idea at this time," or does she kind of keep that off to the side?
No, she's totally an open book. When we have downtime, I was like, all right, so how was it meeting Jack Nicholson or like anybody? And she's like very happy to fill me in, which is that's more than half the fun, is just hearing all the stories of all these amazing people.
Right. Tell us a little bit about the production here on stage at the Laguna Playhouse. It's a little bit different than the movie. So the writing is a little bit different, and then the plot twists are just a little bit different.
Yeah, there's some little variations. There's a couple of little small takeoffs, and then it comes back to normal. But it's a different tone. I think the movie took a very sardonic, kind of glib tone, which is what people love about it. It's not a famous opinion, but a very popular one. But I'm actually not a big fan of that kind of tone.
Right.
This is much more of a romp, and then kind of spiraling out into a farce. Which I actually find a lot more enjoyable. And I think from what I hear from the audience at the end, they're on board, and it kind of takes them over, I think.
Yeah, I think in the film, one of the best lines I enjoyed was when he first got back from college and they're having the party at the house, and all his mom and dad's friends are like, saying, "Oh, well, what are you going to do with yourself next, right?" And he just looks at it and goes, "Well, I think I'll go upstairs for a little while," because he really doesn't know what he's going to do, right? That's your character.
Yeah, it's sort of a bizarre place to start. It's not often that you start with a character who has no objective. As an actor, it's one of the main things. What's your objective? And this one, it's like he needs to find one.
Yeah.
Not knowing what it is sort of an odd place to begin as an actor. Of like, I don't know what I want, and that's right for the character for right now. I have to try and figure out what that is during the scope of the play.
Yeah. Is Mr. Gladstone different than Benjamin, or do you find them very similar as far as characters?
Mr.
Personalities.
Gladstone.
Well, he was the character. I just threw you for a loop.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
So Mr. Gladstone was who he would check into the hotel with.
Oh yes.
So
well,
and there you go. That's the movie part. That's probably not on stage,
well,
right?
Actually, I'm not sure if that's. Because there's a hotel clerk, and then I give him a false name for myself of Mr. Gladstone.
Okay, yeah, right. So, I wondered, he starts to take on this persona where he's smoking cigarettes and kind of hanging out by the pool and this laissez-faire kind of attitude.
Yeah,
and his personality kind of changes, and I kind of wondered, well, is he one personality when he's with Mrs. Robinson? And then obviously his personality and his feelings for Elaine change as that develops.
Yeah, he's got quite a few changes, which is awesome to play. He has a great kind of devolution into a kind of spiraling out and just giving up on life, and he's smoking and he's drinking and just not really
having
caring about
an affair.
Yeah, and then finds meaning in this situation with Elaine, and finds like, this is the point of my life. This is what's worth living.
Right.
Is heaven's in the details.
Exactly.
To appreciate life.
Yeah. Tell us about the rest of the cast. Someone like Elaine, how's that going? I understand that even the stagehands are involved on the stage as well, huh?
Elaine, I mean, Martha Magruder, she's just a pleasure to work with. I actually knew her beforehand. We did an acting class together, and we hit it off and worked together and just got on pretty famously. And then I heard she got this, and I was thrilled because I knew we could work together and that we had a really playful way of working, and you could improv with her and throw it right back at, and it was really fun.
So it's nice to have that comfort level too, because you know on stage you need that trust as well to develop a really good
You
scene.
do. Thankfully, everyone in the cast you get on with. On day 2, you're like already best of friends.
Yeah.
But it's great knowing going into it that you can have somebody who you can really trust and work well with.
Right. You're about halfway through the run now, so
yeah, a little more than half.
The show's going pretty well. You have a couple. How difficult is that matinee and that evening performance? Is that tough on you guys, or are you you're dialed in on that?
It's tough later in the week. I feel like it's kind of nice. You just kind of settle in and you sit with it and you just kind of dig in. Being there all day is sort of nice. I mean, if you're in the theater, it's because you love being in the theater.
Right.
So being there all day is never, to me, like a very tough deal. But it is growing.
Yeah.
I think that from opening to now, there's a lot more depth and kind of widening, fleshing out that happens when you just get more comfortable. You have time to sort of just find new subtleties.
And the director, Michael Matthews, is kind of taking it on his own too. And his interpretation of this production, that's obviously felt on stage as well.
Yeah, he had a lot of vision. He really wanted to go with the comedic aspects, and he wanted to bring the world alive. I think he has a lot of success with musicals, and took from that in putting a lot of choreographed movement and song around the play, which I'll be honest, a little skeptical of. I was like, that's interesting, that's a bizarre take. And then you see it, and it really kind of brings the whole world around you alive, I think.
And I think that's what the audience expects too, because the film was so music driven as well. I mean, if you watch the film, he spends the majority of his time in a car
driving music
around,
yeah, sure.
And there's always scenes of water in some way. There's either the aquarium, the swimming pool, the rain, or just complete sweat, just because he's so nervous, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting how the film is, they can control those kind of things, but on stage you all have, a certain map that you're going to follow.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, it sounds like you're having a great time with this, and
couldn't be having more fun. I mean, I get to do such a wild array of things, and with a great person.
Not so bad to work with Melanie Griffith and
Not
have
at
that
all.
kind of experience and professionalism on stage with you helps quite a bit as well.
It does.
You're originally from San Francisco, so not too far. You just came down the 405 a little bit, huh?
Yeah. Well, I live in LA now, but I grew up in the Bay Area, so.
Right. Well, welcome to Laguna Beach and Laguna Woods. We appreciate you coming on the Entertainment Corner and telling us about the show. They are going to have performances Tuesday through Saturday, and that's going to be at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays and Saturdays, they do have a 2 p.m., and Sundays they do have that 1 p.m. Matinee performance. Give them a call at 497-ARTS or go online at lagunaplayhouse.com to get any of that ticket information that you might need. Come out and say hello to Nick, right?
Please do.
Great. Thanks for joining us on the Entertainment Corner.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm Paul Ortiz, and we'll see you again next time on the Entertainment Corner.
This is Dan O'Weiler, the retirement professor. Thought we'd invite you into our offices and give you a tour of a little bit of what you might expect if you were coming to visit with us. And the first beautiful face that you see when you walk in the door is our client services representative, Gina. Gina, tell us a little bit about what you do here in the office and give people a little bit of idea of what they can expect.
Well, when you come in, I will greet you, and we always have treats available for you to help yourself. And then we'll have you go into our lovely lobby over there, and I'll get you started with your paperwork, and we'll get you into your meeting with Dan.
Gina's been a great addition to our staff. As I mentioned, we're a family-run business. If you've been with, seen our advertisements and commercials over the years, you know that it's a family-run business. I have 2 sons, a son-in-law working with us. Gina's been a great female touch to our office. She keeps us organized now, makes sure that that we do what we're supposed to do on the female touch side of this, and it's been a great addition to the office. But I'll go in and show you our conference room and what you can expect when you come into an appointment. This is our conference room where you would come in and meet with us. This is my son-in-law, Ben. Ben is one of the associate advisors that we have on board. He came on about a year and a half ago. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ben, what you do here.
Yeah, as Dan mentioned, I'm an associate advisor here at Sterling Financial Advisors. I put on a lot of the seminar events as well as meet with people, run a lot of numbers, and want to make sure that we're able to accomplish your hopes and dreams in retirement by evaluating your current portfolios and maybe being able to assist in areas that we can so that you feel comfortable with where your funds are in retirement. So,
Ben's been a great asset to the company in regards of our marketing arm. He's kind of made it a little bit more cohesive. We've just kind of been out in the market doing what we do from here to there, and Ben's kind of come in and has got some expertise in marketing and it's kind of tightened up our brand, our marketing material. It's been a great asset to us, but this is kind of where all the work takes place as we meet with people, and we'll sit down with you on a complimentary basis and kind of find out what your hopes and dreams are for retirement, and maybe we can do a little bit of help to help that. But I want to introduce you to some more of our staff, so we'll kind of go down the office and introduce that. This is actually our waiting area where you come in. As Gina mentioned, we have some coffee, treats. We even got some little promotional items here if you'd like. Our Sterling board here is just some pictures of our client events in the past that we've done. So we'll talk a little bit about that when we talk to Kyle, who's in charge of our client events. Last year we had our annual Christmas party. We sponsored the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We were able to raise enough money to sponsor 3 separate children for their Make-A-Wish Foundation, and hopefully they were able to enjoy that. But let's go down and see the other staff. This is our in-house attorney's office. He doesn't work for us, but he subleases office from us, and he works with a lot of our clients on their estate planning needs. Trust documents, wills, powers of attorneys. He specializes in that area. And as I mentioned, he helps with a lot of our clients. If they've got their own attorney, that's fine, but a lot of times they like it because they can come here to their office and have an in-house attorney. And this is our back room, so to speak. My son Kyle, he's in charge of our client events. Client events is, we call them our client appreciation events, which we put on during the year at no cost to our clients. Kyle, tell us a little bit about what your role is here.
Well, here at Sterling Financial Advisors, we take a lot of pride in the relationships that we develop with our clients, and I kind of head up a lot of that. Specifically, I plan, as Dan said, a lot of the events that we do. We do some social events throughout the year. For example, right now, I'm here talking, figuring out an Angels game that we've got planned coming up in June. We're going to take some of our clients there, so we're working on getting some tickets for that game and getting a bus reserved for it. We do also some educational events, which are a little bit more for learning opportunities for some of our clients as well. And we do a lot of things to kind of take care of our clients and just develop those relationships. Sending them birthday cards, anniversary cards, just letting them know that we're always thinking of them, that that we do value the relationship that we have with our clients.
And the pretty face of the business is my beautiful wife, Marilyn. Marilyn also has helped me over the year build this business, and she's not taken as much of an active role because we've grown and brought on new people. But Marilyn, tell us a little bit about your roles with Kyle and some of the things that you're doing.
Well, I primarily help Kyle plan the client events. We're, like you said, we're working on an angel event right now, going to an angel game, and it takes more than one man to do the job, so I pretty much help him organize it, and then I also do help him with the birthday cards and take care of getting the office supplies and things like that for the office.
And the other employee that we've got is my son Jason. Jason has, over the years, have helped us with the client servicing, the client needs, and we've kind of moved and shifted his responsibilities. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Jace, now.
Well, I've kind of shifted my roles. Now I'm more in charge of the audio-visual aspect of the business. Any videos that we need edited, any videos we need created, they'll come to me and I'll actually organize that. I'm in the process of setting up some podcasts that we're going to get rolling out here in the next couple of weeks. And then on the other side, I actually do any reports that we need set up and run for the business, for our clients, for the potential clients. They'll come back to me and I'll get those set up and I'll get those organized and all ready to go for our meetings.
So it's kind of a new segment that we've got, and we're expanding as we've grown over the years. We've kind of had to bring on more people. When we first started, it was my wife and I, then I brought on Jason, then we brought on Kyle, and we brought on Ben. And so we're kind of growing, and it's been a good experience for us as we've grown over the years. And so we just kind of wanted to invite you into our office and give you a little bit of a tour and meet our overall staff, and hopefully that's given you a feel for what we wanted to do. So we'll kind of head out this way. So folks, on behalf of Sterling Financial Advisors, we hope you've enjoyed a little tour of our office. I know you've seen our commercials over the last few years on TV. I've been interviewed with Ken Goldenberg on This Day, but I wanted you to get to meet our staff a little bit, how we work with clients as they come in the door. We provide an opportunity to meet with anyone on a complimentary basis. We'll sit down, no charge, to kind of find out what your hopes and dreams are in retirement. If you'd like to take that opportunity to meet with us on a complimentary basis, feel free to give our offices a call. We'd be happy to set up a time that works for both of our calendars. We hope you have a great retirement in the future. Thanks so much.
Well, our movie coming up today is an Academy Award winner for Best Actor. It's Darkest Hour, and Gary Oldman won the Academy Award portraying Winston Churchill. This takes place during the early days of World War II. The fate of Western Europe hangs on the newly appointed British Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, who must decide whether to negotiate with Adolf Hitler or fight against incredible odds. Excellent, excellent movie, and this was actually, in 2017, the third movie that was made involving Winston Churchill and took place around the time of Dunkirk. Of course, the other Academy Award or Academy nominee was the movie Dunkirk. There was also the movie Churchill. We've shown you those two already, and this is the third one that we're bringing to you. There's Gary Oldman, who just did a terrific job. You will enjoy this movie. Very well done. And that movie will be at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock today. Now, our movie on Monday, very different movie. It's called Wonderstruck, and it takes place in two eras, in 1927 and in 1977. The 1927 era involves a young girl. Both of them involve young kids, but this girl is deaf, and it's about her trek, so to speak, to New York and what she's in search of. Well, 50 years later, a young boy who was raised in the Midwest also has a sort of a kind of this pulling to come to New York and search out kind of the same thing that the girl did 50 years earlier. And it relates the two together because this boy has an episode in his life where he loses part of his hearing. Really a different kind of movie, sort of a surrealistic movie, family film for sure. And the girl who plays the actress in this, the young girl, is actually deaf in real life and does a terrific job. This will be on Monday. I do want to tell you that we got this movie in. It does not have any subtitles or closed captioning embedded in it, so therefore the 2 o'clock movie does not have any subtitles, and then of course we'll replay that again at 6 o'clock. So those are movies coming up over the next couple days, and we got a lot more Academy Award movies coming your way, and that we get for you. I, Tonya, and Lady Bird, and Phantom Thread, just wonderful movies, and of course the Star Wars The Last Jedi coming up for you in the month of April. There's the ones coming up at the latter half of this month. So really good movies, all different kinds of varieties for you. And a variety of weather coming up. If you're watching us in the morning, I said we're going to be partly cloudy as we get to the afternoon. Got some sun out there, mostly sunny in the morning, then go to partly cloudy, then increasing clouds to overcast, and rain is due in probably in this area. You might start to see sprinkles early evening, and then the bulk of it will be much later this evening, overnight tonight into Saturday morning. Saturday morning, maybe to about 6, 7 o'clock, it'll start to let up. There could be a little bit of scattered stuff hanging around to maybe mid-morning. Going forward, we have partly cloudy on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, increasing clouds on Tuesday. As we get into next week, there is a chance of a very big rain event coming in the latter half of next week. Around the state this weekend, up in the Tahoe area and the Sierras in general, they're getting snow today into tomorrow. Up in Northern California, they're getting rain today into tomorrow. Rain's going to linger up there a little bit longer, and then it will move its way down here. But overall, this is a cold storm coming in. So our local mountains, our ski resorts will get some snow out of this as well. So that is good. So if you enjoy skiing, I would wait till going up there if you have the opportunity Sunday or Monday, because they're going to get some fresh snow up there. Looking out though, it's really nice today up until, as I said, increasing clouds as we go throughout the day till we get rain later on late this evening. On Monday, our guest will be from Third Mutual. We have Roy Brunninghouse will be here. He's one of the board members. Also Richard Palmer, Tea Party Sentinels, and then we have someone on from the Council on Aging and a segment with Breslin. We'll see you then. Have a good weekend. Have a good St. Patrick's Day.